At 5:16 local time in the Caribbean Sea, the surface radar catches it before anyone says a word. A small contact, low profile, moving slowly but not drifting. No AIS, no flag, no registered identity. Just a steel silhouette slipping across open water where it has no business being. On the bridge, nobody panics. No one raises their voice. The watch officer leans closer to the display. The range is closing. Course is steady. Behavior is off. Condition 3 is set quietly. Key stations are manned. No alarms, no theatrics. From a distance, the vessel looks ordinary, almost too ordinary. The shape suggests a fishing boat. Sun-faded paint. Just enough clutter on deck to support the story. But the U.S. Navy does not judge by appearance. It judges by patterns. And this contact matches none of them. Electro-optical sensors take over. The camera tightens. The hull sits unusually low in the water. The stern is pressed down more than it should be. That means weight and plenty of it. The bridge sends out a hail, no reply. A second hail follows on a different frequency. Same result, silence. And out here, silence means something. Real fishermen answer the radio. Cargo crews do too. So does anyone who wants to appear legitimate. Silence in open water is a decision. The contact keeps moving as if nothing is wrong, but the closer it gets, the less convincing the act becomes. Its wake is uneven. The engine rhythm shifts under strain. Whoever is running that boat is trying to look calm while forcing something heavy across open sea. On the destroyer's deck, sailors move with purpose. Helmets on, vests secured. A rigid hull inflatable boat is prepared without ceremony. Weapons stay lowered, fingers stay indexed, everything is disciplined, everything is controlled. The ocean is flat, blue, almost peaceful. Then, without warning, the small vessel changes course. Not a gentle correction, a sharp turn to port. Its speed increases. That is the exact moment it stops being a suspicious contact and becomes something else entirely. On the bridge, the updated course line says it all. This is not drift. This is not confusion. This is a run. The RHIB is lowered. Engines ignite. The small boat surges forward, carving hard across the water. Its bow pounds against the surface, but it cannot quite break free. The added speed only makes the weight problem worse. The stern digs even deeper, sending spray high and wide. They are overloaded, and now they know they have been seen. On the EO feed, figures come into view on deck. 3 of them. No fishing gear in use, no nets, no lines, just men staring at the horizon, then snapping their attention back toward the warship closing behind them. The destroyer does not chase recklessly. It does not have to. It holds position, controls the space, and lets the faster, lighter RHIB do the work. The fleeing boat starts to zigzag, changing heading in quick, sloppy movements. A textbook mistake. Every turn bleeds speed, every correction costs distance. The RHIB cuts inside each turn, shaving down the gap one maneuver at a time. Another hail goes out. This time, it is not a request. Stop your vessel. Engines to idle. The response comes not in words, but in action. A dark shape is thrown over the side, then another. Bundles slam into the water, skip once, and vanish beneath the surface. The crew is trying to lighten the load, dumping cargo for speed. Too late. Each splash leaves behind a spreading trace. Each bundle confirms exactly why this vessel ran and exactly what it was trying to hide. The bridge logs the time, the coordinates. The video feed captures everything. Now the RHIB is only meters away. Its bow wave rocks the smaller craft. One sailor raises a rifle, not to fire, but to be seen clearly and without misunderstanding. The fleeing boat's engine sputters under strain. The hull shudders. The throttle drops. Hands rise onto the rail. Slowly, reluctantly, the vessel drifts to a stop. Out here, nobody celebrates. Nobody shouts. There is only the sound of idling engines and water tapping against steel. The pursuit is over. But whatever sits inside that hold, the cargo they were willing to risk everything for, has not even been fully seen yet. And that is when the true weight of this interception begins to surface. Now the vessel lies dead in the water. Bow drifting, stern still heavy and low. But stopping does not mean the danger is gone. On the RHIB, the coxswain keeps the engines hot. Distance is maintained. No one relaxes. Boats like this have a habit of moving again the moment a crew thinks it sees an opening. Behind them, the destroyer holds position. Large, quiet, dominating the horizon without pressing too close. Presence without pressure. Control without noise. Above, the EO feed remains locked in. Every movement on deck is magnified. 3 men, mid-30s, perhaps older, no uniforms, no identifying marks. Their eyes keep shifting back toward the warship, then down to the water where the discarded bundles disappeared. Even after dumping cargo, the hull still rides low. The boat was never meant to carry what it carried. Prepare to be boarded. The order comes calm and even. No countdown, no threat. The RHIB glides closer along the suspect vessel's port side. Sailors read the boat like a diagram. Handholds, lines, hazards, escape points. One man on the smuggler's deck grips the rail too tightly. Another refuses eye contact. The third keeps glancing toward the engine housing, still calculating. A sudden burst of throttle would be a very bad decision. Everyone here knows it. The RHIB makes contact. Soft and controlled. Rubber against steel. Engines off. Hands where we can see them. This time, they comply. The engine dies with a hollow cough, and the ocean takes back the silence. The boarding team moves quickly, but with precision. One sailor steps across, boots finding grip on the slick deck. Another follows. Weapons remain lowered, but ready. Eyes scan everything at once. Faces, hands, hatches, the small details that reveal whether someone is about to do something foolish. No one resists. That is telling too. Inside the cargo space, the air is thick with a chemical edge. Not diesel, not fish, something sharper, processed, manufactured. The hatch opens. The hold is packed wall to wall with rectangular bundles wrapped tight in layers of plastic, burlap, and tape. Every package is uniform, clean, professional, industrial. This is not a local improvisation. This is organized. One bundle is cut open just enough to confirm what everyone already suspects. White bricks packed tightly together, marked with symbols intended for people who know exactly what they mean. The camera records every second. Counts begin. First rough, then more careful. The numbers rise fast. This is not a handful of bales. This is not a trial run. This is a full shipment designed to move quickly and vanish forever the moment it reaches land. The estimated street value pushes past $200 million, then higher. The final figure settles around $298 million. $298 million. That kind of money does not move without planning. It does not travel without protection. And it is not abandoned lightly, which makes the choice to run look even worse in hindsight. Back on deck, the smugglers say nothing. They do not have to. Their shoulders sink as reality sets in. Whatever story they hoped to tell ended the second the first bundle hit the water. Hands are secured, searches are conducted, no weapons are found, none are needed. The cargo speaks for itself. The destroyer's bridge records the seizure. Time, position, condition of the vessel, everything exact, everything clean. Around the stop boat, the sea is calm again, but it still carries traces of what just happened. Bits of plastic drift across the surface where the discarded bundles went under. A visible trail of evidence stretching back along the route they thought would keep them invisible. The RHIB eases off slightly and maintains a watchful circle. This phase of the mission is no longer about speed, it is about control, about making sure nothing changes while the process unfolds. From the outside, it looks simple. A small boat stopped. 3 men detained. Cargo seized. But at sea, nothing about this is small. A shipment like this does not simply disappear. Somewhere, someone is already waiting for it, already counting on it, already asking why it has not arrived. And right now, they have no idea the answer is sitting motionless in open water under the eyes of a U.S. Navy destroyer. The chase may be over, but the consequences are only beginning to move. The boarding team does not rush. They do not need to. The vessel is secure, engines cold, crew compliant. Out here, that is exactly when mistakes usually happen, when tension drops too quickly, so they stay deliberate. Every action by the book, every step recorded. Boots hit the deck one by one, weight tested, balance checked. The smell is stronger here. Not fuel, not salt, something processed. Chemical, the kind of scent that does not belong on any legitimate fishing boat. The 3 men are separated at once, hands restrained, each placed where they can be watched at all times. No shouting, no threats, just clear, direct commands. Sit. Don't move. They obey without argument. That obedience is not relief, it is resignation. One sailor checks identification, another sweeps the deck for hidden compartments. A third moves toward the hatch below, because the cargo space is where the truth lives, and everyone on board knows it. The hatch is reinforced with extra fasteners, not rusted, not improvised, strengthened. That is not how fishing boats are built. The seal is cut. The hatch opens. Inside, the hold is packed tight. No wasted space, no loose cargo. Just row after row of wrapped bundles stacked with the efficiency of a warehouse, not the randomness of a working boat at sea. Every package is nearly identical in size and shape. Everyone is wrapped in layers meant to keep water out and scent contained. Packaging built for transport, not for survival. One bundle is lifted, heavy, dense. Another is moved aside, revealing more underneath. There is no false bottom, no secret compartment. They did not need one. The whole boat is the compartment. A small incision is made in the wrapping. Inside are compressed white bricks, dry and tightly packed. Symbols are pressed into the surface, marks that mean little to the ocean, but on land they mean ownership. The camera stays close. Every movement is documented. Evidence, photos, video, timestamps, coordinates. This is not a seizure made in haste. This is a case being built in real time. And now the counting begins again, slower than before, one bundle at a time. The weight estimates become more precise. The count rises steadily, then all at once. By the time the hold is fully documented, the scale is impossible to ignore. This was not a simple courier run, not a trial shipment. This was a main load. The estimate settles just under $300 million. Conservative street value, $298 million. That number changes the nature of the operation immediately, not emotionally, operationally. A shipment of this size does not move on improvisation. It moves through layers of coordination, cleared routes, synchronized timing, buyers waiting, distribution points prepared. This cargo was expected, and now it is going nowhere. Back on deck, the crew is searched more thoroughly. Pockets emptied, shoes checked, no weapons, no active phones, everything logged. One man stares straight ahead, jaw tight. Another keeps looking toward the water, as if still calculating how much was lost when the first bundles went overboard. The third never lifts his eyes. They do not ask questions. They do not argue. They already understand the numbers. The boarding team completes its sweep. No traps, no surprises, no last-minute moves. The vessel is now treated as a crime scene. Chain of custody begins immediately. Every bundle is tagged. Every image is archived. Every action is tied to a name, a time, and a location. This is the part no headline ever lingers on. This is the part that makes a case hold together later. The destroyer's bridge receives the update with the same calm tone as everything else. No celebration, no congratulations, just confirmation. Around the vessel, the sea is quiet again. The earlier wake has flattened. Only the gentle rocking of two boats remains, linked now by circumstance. From a distance, it looks as if nothing is happening. In reality, an entire operation has just collapsed. Somewhere far beyond this stretch of water, people are checking clocks, making calls, trying to understand why a boat that was never supposed to be noticed has gone silent. They do not know it yet, but their shipment is not delayed. It is over. Out here, numbers usually mean little by themselves. Tonnage, speed, range, they are tools. But $298 million is different. That figure does not just represent profit, it represents momentum. A load this size is built to do one thing: move so fast that nothing can interrupt it. It feeds an entire chain. Boats, drivers, warehouses, guards, payoffs. Every person in that chain expects a cut. Every delay costs money. Every failure creates consequences. That is why this interception matters long after the vessel stops moving. Back on the destroyer, the work enters a different phase. Evidence handling replaces pursuit. Precision replaces speed. This is where mistakes no longer cost lives. They cost cases. Bundles are moved methodically, each one photographed, weighed, tagged. The pace is deliberately slow. Rushed evidence falls apart. Clean evidence lasts. The men on the captured boat watch as their cargo is laid out under the sun. They do not react. They do not need to. They know what this means once word travels back. This shipment was not expendable. It was not meant to fail. Somewhere down the line, schedules are already breaking apart. A warehouse expecting product tonight will stay empty. A distributor waiting on delivery will miss payments. A downstream crew will start asking questions that lead nowhere good. That is how pressure spreads. Quietly, unevenly, relentlessly. For the sailors processing the evidence, none of that changes the mission. Their focus stays narrow. Count, log, secure, repeat. This is not about victory. It is about taking something dangerous out of circulation and doing it in a way that can withstand scrutiny months later in a courtroom thousands of miles away. The detainees are processed next. Basic medical checks, no injuries, no resistance. Their details are documented and passed along. They remain quiet, eyes low, posture stiff. They were there to move cargo, not explain it. The vessel itself gets a closer examination. The registration numbers do not match. The paperwork does not survive even a casual review. The hull shows clear signs of modification: reinforced beams, altered compartments, structural changes designed to carry weight without drawing attention. This was not a borrowed boat. It was built for this purpose. As the hours pass, the urgency fades, but the significance does not. The ocean stays calm. The horizon remains unchanged. From far away, it could pass as routine maritime traffic, but the consequences are already moving outward. A seizure like this does more than remove product. It forces reroutes. Trusted paths are abandoned. Replacement boats are rushed into service. Bigger risks are taken to recover losses, and bigger risks are easier to detect. That is the part that rarely makes the story. One intercepted shipment becomes a reference point. Patterns shift. Analysts take notes. Future contacts are flagged faster. Routes that once blended into the background begin to stand out. And all of that began with one boat that believed it could pass unnoticed. On the destroyer, the crew rotates through watches as usual. Meals are served, logs are updated. The rhythm of life aboard ship does not stop for this operation. That is deliberate. Professionalism means treating extraordinary events as part of the work. The moment they stop being routine, judgment starts to slip. By the time the sun begins to drop, the vessel is no longer just a suspect contact. It is a fully documented case. The men on board are no longer unknown faces. They are detainees awaiting transfer. The cargo is no longer a rumor moving through criminal channels. It is evidence, sealed, catalogued, controlled. And the sea, vast and indifferent, has already erased most visible traces of the pursuit that led here. But the ripple effect does not disappear so easily. For every sailor on deck, this was one operation among many. For the people who lost that shipment, it was a financial shockwave that will keep moving long after the horizon goes dark. Out here, stopping a boat is not about spectacle. It is about disruption. And $298 million is the kind of disruption that travels far beyond the water where it begins. By the time the transfer is complete, the sea has returned to looking harmless again. Flat water, long horizon. Nothing to suggest that only hours earlier, a shipment worth $298 million tried and failed to vanish here. That is the illusion the ocean always offers. Distance, space, too much water for anyone to be watching closely. That illusion is why crews keep coming back. They believe scale protects them. That far enough from shore, accountability begins to fade. That speed and anonymity can outrun consequences. That the ocean is simply too large to control. They are wrong. Out here, every mistake becomes easier to read. Every overloaded hull leaves a signature. Every sudden course change tells a story. Every unanswered radio call becomes a decision entered into a log. This vessel did not fail because it was unlucky. It failed because it made the same assumptions so many others have made before it. That the ocean is empty. On the destroyer, the watch changes again. The ship resumes patrol. No fanfare, no victory lap. Just another course line stretching across open water. From the outside, it appears that nothing has changed. Beneath the surface, everything has. Routes that once felt safe are now compromised. The timing windows that made this shipment possible are gone. Whoever planned this run now has to explain how nearly $300 million disappeared without ever reaching its destination. And in that world, explanations come at a cost. This is the part that rarely gets attention. Not the pursuit, not the boarding, the aftermath that extends far beyond the deck of a seized vessel. Every major trafficking network depends on predictability. Boats arrive when they should. Payments move on time. Silence means everything is working. Interdiction breaks that rhythm. When one shipment disappears, uncertainty takes its place. When uncertainty spreads, mistakes follow. And mistakes are what maritime forces are trained to catch. That is why stopping one boat is never only about one boat. It is about forcing the next crew into risks they would rather avoid. To move faster, to load heavier, to push into bad weather, to cut corners that make them visible. The ocean does not forgive shortcuts, neither does surveillance. The men taken into custody are transferred without incident. They do not resist, they do not speak. By the time they leave the deck, they already know this chapter is finished. What they do not know, and may never fully see, is how far the consequences will travel. Somewhere, another crew is getting a vessel ready, unaware that its route has just become dangerously exposed. Somewhere else, a handler is staring at a clock that keeps moving, still waiting on a delivery that will never arrive. And out here on open water, the destroyer continues its patrol. Scanning, listening, watching. No single interception ends trafficking at sea, but every interception tightens the net. That is the lesson the ocean teaches again and again. You do not outrun presence, you do not disappear from patterns, and you do not overcome discipline with desperation. The boat ran because it believed distance was on its side. It was not. At sea, speed does not always save you. Silence does not shield you. And the moment you choose to flee, you give up the one thing you needed most: control. The ocean is vast, surveillance is patient, and sooner or later, every run ends the same way: dead in the water.